Hello everyone, welcome to Data Chronicles. This question was asked in Amazon. The question is finding user purchases. Write a query that will identify returning active users. A returning active user is a user that has made a second purchase within 7 days of any of their purchases. Output a list of user ID of these returning active users. So we have this table, Amazon transactions, and it has columns that is ID, which is supposed to be order ID, user ID, item, created at, that would be the date of transaction, and revenue. So the relevant columns for this problem would be ID, user ID, and created at. So suppose if I made a transaction today at Amazon, and after 2 days I made another transaction, so I'll be considered as a returning customer. So we need to identify those customers that have made transaction, like the next purchase within 7 days. So I'll be using a join for a self join for solving this question. Let's get started. Select distinct user ID from Amazon transactions 81. I'll specify the alias name as well because otherwise it will give error like the user ID is ambiguous. And so 81 join Amazon transactions 82 on 81 dot user ID is equal to 82 dot user ID. And we'll also have to make sure that we are not comparing the same order in both the tables. So for that, we can specify the condition that the order ID should not be equal. So 81.id not equal to 82.id, and the difference between the next purchase should be between 0 to 7. So for that, I'll use a SQL function date diff. So the syntax is like this: date diff and date 1 and date 2. So this will give the difference between date 1 and date 2, date 1 minus date 2 in number of days. So what I'll write it as 82 dot created at and 81 dot created at between 0 and 7. So this should work. Let's try it out. Yeah, and let's submit it. Yeah, so the solution works. So, but for this solution, we used a join. There's another way using window function where we can solve this question. So let's just try that out. So we'll use select. We'll just go step by step to understand the window function as well. Select user ID, and there is a window function called lead. So it gives the next based on like whatever partition you are creating. So I'll use lead created at, so that next date of purchase partition by for a given user, what is the next date of purchase? We are trying to find that using this lead function. Partition by user ID and order by created at. So this would be the next purchase date. So I'll just add one more column to understand clearly. Created at as next purchase date from Amazon transactions. So let's just try running this code. So as you can see, for a given user ID 100, if he has made a purchase on 7th of March, the next purchase date for him is 13th. And similarly, if he has purchased on 13th, so next time he purchased 18th. So 100 is definitely a returning active user. So let's remove the unnecessary columns like created at. And so again, I'm going to use the same function, date diff, and we'll remove this part. And to create it at as a date, sorry, just difference in days. Okay, so this will be a temporary table, and we'll use the filter select distinct. We are using distinct because for example, in case of 100 user ID, so he has made consecutive purchases like on 7th, 13th and 18th. To avoid duplicate values, I'm trying to use distinct with it. Select distinct user ID from this table. We can call it as D1, where diff underscore days is less than equal to 7, or else between 0 and 7. Okay, so let's try this as well and run it. Yeah, so the solution works. So this is another approach of solving this problem without using join and using a window function instead. So if you like this kind of videos, do consider subscribing. Thank you.